All right, guys, this is lesson 14.2. It kind of goes with 14.1, so I'm going to do it with it. This is called polygons in the coordinate plane. Again, you can take notes with me and just get a piece of paper and kind of write what I write. I'm going to refer to the book as well. I know you don't have it with you, just kind of follow along with me. And remember, take any notes and pause me as you need to. All right, so two things we're going to be doing. We're going to be finding perimeter and we're going to be finding area. I want you to write perimeter. Remember, perimeter is the length around the sides of a shape. So remember, like talking about putting up fence, it's the outside. It's this, 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 and this. If you were to put a fence up around a yard, that would be your perimeter. You would just add up all the sides. So if this was 5, this is 5, let's say this is 4 and 4, let's make it a rectangle. You just add up 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4. So it's the outside. Add up the sides. Whereas perimeter, we got that. Area is when you find the inside of the shape. So you want to find it where you're putting in carpet. When you want to know how much carpet to put in, you're finding the area. You're not going to add up the sides. Now you would use your formulas like we know of. We've got our formulas for, let's see, a rectangle or a parallelogram, the things with 4 sides. Remember, that's just going to be area equals base times height. So you just do the base times the height. Remember your trapezoid? Remember, this is not your height. You have to draw your invisible line right there. That's your height. Then you've got a base 1 and a base 2. And remember your trapezoid formula. It's area equals 1/2 times the height, and then times base 1 plus base 2. Okay, and then you've got your triangle. Remember, this is not your height. You have to draw your invisible. That's your height. That's your base, the bottom. Triangle. Area equals 1/2 base times height. Those are all your formulas. We've already gone over a lot. We're going to get into using the perimeter and area of shapes and polygons, but in our coordinate plane. So I want to show you with perimeter first. We're just going to look at perimeter first. I want to show you this example. It says, the grid shows the path Tommy followed when he walked from his home at 0, 0. So his home is at the origin right here. We're looking at a simple grid. It says home 0, 0. He walked to various locations and then he came back home. If each grid represents 1 block, how many blocks did he walk? Basically, we're finding the perimeter of the shape we make when we go and we plot all these points. So if he started at home 0, 0, we're going to put 0, 0. Then let's say he walked to the library next. The library is at 0, 4, so we're going to go 0, 4 and plot that point. That's all they did there. So they went from there to there first. Then from the library, he went to the park at 5, 4. So you're going to go 5, 4, boop. And we just connected it. They already did it for us. But basically, we're starting here. We went to the library first. So there's the library right there. Then from the library, went to the park at 5, 4. That's what that is right there. So he went, oh, okay, I'm going to go to the park now. There's the park. In the park, he went to his friend's house at 5, 2. So we can go over 5, up 2. There's his friend's house right there. Friend. So he went from the park to his friend's house. We're just making a line each time. Then from his friend's house, he went to the pond. So pond is at 7, 2. I'm going to go over 7, up 2. There's the pond. Right there. I'm just making a line from there to where he went next. From the pond, he went to the store at 7, 0. So 7, 0 is there. So there's our point. Boom. And then it says he went back home again. So from the store, he went back home, which is 0, 0. And we're just going to bring our line across. So we made this type of shape when we did it. if we connected all those points, we made a little shape kind of like this. Well, it wants to know how many he walked. When you're just looking at how many he walked all together, it's not asking you to find the area. We're talking about perimeter here. So I want you to start with the first one and go to the first distant point that we had. Why is it blurry? Okay. All right, so we went from 0, 0 to 4. So count the blocks. We're just going, okay, he went 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Then from the library to the park, how many did he go? So count the blocks again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He went 5. And I'm just putting the number right there, so when I'm done, I'm just gonna add it up. In the park to his friends, that is 1, 2. Then from the friends to the pond, that's another 1, 2. From the pond to the store, that's another 1, 2. And then from the store to his home again, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have all the sides now. So we have 7, 4, 5, 2, 2, and 2. So we're basically just finding the perimeter here. We're gonna add all of those sides up. So we're gonna add all that. We can do it right here. 4 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 7. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 plus 7 is 22. So he walked a total of 22 blocks. If you were to add up every single side of that shape, that's finding the perimeter. Very simple, not too complicated. So this, you're just adding up the sides. Now when it talks about area, it gets a little more complex, but not really too difficult. Sorry. This one says, Caleb is planning a new deck for his house. He graphs the deck as a polygon, A, B, C, D, E, F. They're just naming it that. Each grid represents 1 foot. That's important that they say that, which means each little square is just 1. The vertices, which means the corners of the polygon, are blank, 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 blank. So they're giving you the points to plot, which they did that here for you, and they labeled them. So of course it says graph the vertices and connect them. They did that first already. They did 1, 0, they went and plotted it. 3, 2, went and plotted it. 3, 5, went and plotted it. And then they just went ahead and they connected them. As you can see, what they did here, though, this shape looked a little funny. So they drew a horizontal line right here to kind of show that this is one shape and this is one shape. As you can see, you know that this shape is a rectangle. And we know the area for rectangle equals base times height, or just length times width, whatever is more comfortable for you. And this right here, that's a parallelogram. And that is also area equals base times height. So all we're going to be doing here is finding the area of this shape and the area of this shape, and then of course we have to add them both up. So let's start with the area of this rectangle here. First, we need to know what the base is. Well, let's see, let's just count. Remember, this is the base, but it's also equal to this. So we can just see how many are on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5. The base is 5, because that's 5 there too. The height is 1, 2, 3. There are 3 squares, so that's our height. So to find the area of that, just that part, we're going to do base times height, or length times width, whatever. 5 times 3, which would be 5 times 3 equals 15. So this shape is 15. But we also have this piece of this parallelogram here. Well, to find this area of this parallelogram, we still have to do base times height. Let's try and find the base. Remember, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Now the height, remember, it is not that. It's when you draw an invisible line going down that way. And that is 1, 2. So again, now we have the base times the height, or 5 times 2. which of course is 10. So this shape's area is 10. So now to find the whole area of that whole shape, we're just gonna add these two together. So we can do 15 plus 10, and our area is 25 square feet, because that's what the unit is, right? I wanna make sure we're doing square feet. Oh yeah, foot. So we can just do 25 square feet. So whenever you draw this, you're just plotting the points. Very simple. Plot the points, connect the dots into little shapes, and you'll see, okay, what kind of shape am I making when I do this? When you get your rectangle, you know, oh, I gotta do base times height or length times width. Oh, a parallelogram, that's also base times height. You might find a trapezoid inside of it, and when you connect the dots, maybe you get a trapezoid. Well, then you gotta use that trapezoid formula over here. Yeah, but regardless, these are formulas you're very familiar with. So when you see these shapes, you need to be thinking, how can I get that area? Yes, you may have to do one piece at a time. Do that first, then do that second shape, okay? So I want you guys to try that. I'm gonna post a worksheet for you to try and work on. See how you do on that, and come back to the notes as much as you need to.